Jay here, your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist, and it is my life's purpose to help black people navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. Listen, the problem with relationships. Y'all know that every video that I make is like an extension. Well, it's going to be extended, I should say. I'm going to make more videos on these topics, of course. Excuse me, but this is going to be the problem with relationships. It's the glamorization. First of all, I'm going to start by saying this. I made a post on TikTok some time ago. I don't know when you're watching this video. It was recent in terms of when I made this video, because the day is 4/15/2025, and I made it maybe last week, maybe even before. I don't know. Shit, it was made in this month. But I made a video and I said we have to stop glamorizing two-parent households. Now, of course, you got some people that come on there. They're like, "What do you mean? We should always want to have a two-parent household. You should always want to." And I said specifically in the beginning of that video, yes, a two-parent household should be the goal. But stop glamorizing it. The key word is always glamorize. And people don't realize what glamorizing does, right? Glamorizing literally is you creating a fantasy about something. It could be anything. Like I said, so we're going to go to what I was talking about. You're fantasizing a two-parent household, right? When you glamorize something, you're putting it on this pseudo pedestal, proverbial pedestal, and it becomes a fantasy in your mind, especially if it's something you don't have. Okay? Because most times you're glamorizing something you don't have. So you put it on this pedestal, it's a fantasy in your mind, and it's something for you to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Strive for. Jesus. So it's something for you to strive for. Again, like I said, though, on that video, and I'm going to say it again here. Yes, a two-parent household should be the goal. But it should not be glamorized. Because what happens when you glamorize that thing, sometimes you become desperate for it. And we all know what desperation does. If you don't know what desperation does, first of all, desperation and energy is really a repellent from the thing that you actually want. Because when you're desperate for something, you're telling the universe you're in lack. And whatever you feel like you're in lack of, you're going to continue to lack that because the universe matches energy. So if I'm saying, oh my God, I glamorize two-parent households. Oh my God, I just want, because I was one of those people. I just want my child to grow up in a two-parent household. It becomes, like I said, a fantasy. You become desperate for it. And when you become desperate for something, you will literally do whatever, nearly kill yourself just to hold on to it. Or to get it if you don't have it. So the problem with relationships is how we glamorize relationships in general. We have this mind, and I have a video on YouTube. Actually, I think I'm gonna post it on here. It's gonna be a free video. We have this thing in our minds, and Disney. It didn't start from Disney, but because we are a Disney generation, really just put the icing on the cake, or I should say the nail in the coffin, because we're like, as a women and men, we all look at relationships differently. First of all, men want to feel needed and women want to feel wanted. That's how you already know we're going to have a disconnect already. Because see, to want to feel needed means that you don't even know if I'm with you out of obligation or if I'm with you because I really fuck with you. And to want to feel wanted, I don't think there's really anything wrong. I know it might sound biased because I'm a woman, but I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to feel wanted. But the thing is, okay, this is the problem. The problem is anybody can act like they want you. They can pretend, men want women, but they want women for different reasons, and sometimes it's the wrong reason. So this man wanting you, even if it just might be he just wants you sexually, you're thinking that he might love you. Boom, I found something wrong with it. There y'all go. Come on, psychologists. So for me, like I said, relationships are just over glamorized. And again, the problem is you create, like I said, you create this fantasy in your mind. So you get in this relationship and there's small pieces. It might be small pieces that are not like that fantasy in your mind. You're already probably trying to disconnect from that relationship because it's not what you created in your head. The glamorization of relationships leads to unrealistic expectations in relationships. That's the main issue. Everything we glamorize leads to unrealistic expectations. Expectations the average person, aka you, can't live up to. And it'll have you leaving a good relationship because, like I said, it's like little small pieces here and there. It's just not lining up to what you thought a relationship would be in your mind, or your ideal relationship would be in your mind. And you're just like, fuck it. I don't want it. I don't want the relationship at all no more. And I'm going to say both men and women, excuse me, y'all, I'm sorry, just ate. Both women and men are guilty of this, but I see it more in women. I see it more in women. Sorry, ladies. Ooh, pick me. You're going to pick me. Coming. Oh, she's a pick man. Ah. Y'all get on my fucking nerves, that shit. And, you know, back in the day, here I go. Sorry, but back in the day, we weren't throwing around pick me like y'all throw it. Y'all throw pick me around for any goddamn woman that can objectively see how women be fucking up with men. And I'm not even talking about the women who will be like, when ladies, choose yourself first. No, I'm be like the woman who tell y'all bitches, y'all do have unrealistic expectations in relationships. Women do. And then y'all be like, well, what about the men? Men have unrealistic expectations in relationships. Yes, they do. However, men, they settle so much, they'll just take it. See, women, we will settle, but when we settle, we're still gonna complain about it. That's the difference. A man, he might not complain, at least not to you. And I'm not saying it's whether it's better or not. I'm just saying that that's just how things are. Right? So, people, but I'm still going to say people in this. People who glamorize relationships, these are the people, like, the way y'all treat, let me say this. I got to say this. A lot of y'all don't even know what marriage looks like because, one, you haven't been in one or even a relationship, because I don't even want to limit it to a marriage, because some long-term relationships are still valid. They are just as strong as some marriages. They just didn't do the paperwork. So I think a lot of y'all don't even know what it's like to be in a long-term relationship, what it takes. And I'm not going to speak like I have. I mean, I've been in a 5-year relationship, but I meet so many people can't even get past 5 years. Y'all can't even get past 2 years. Hell, I know people can't get past 1. Ain't ever had a relationship longer than a year. You know how many relationships I've had? Even in my teenage years, I was with my first boyfriend for 2 years. After I graduated high school, I was with a dude for, was it 3? I want to say 3 years after that. And then 5. I ain't saying it was all good, but I know what it takes to be in a relationship, good or bad, right? And that might be why I've been so single for so long, for real now. Because, I mean, I've been in relationships outside of that, but it's been a long time since I've been in a relationship longer than a year. I can say that myself. But it's like, I think a lot of people don't even know what it takes to be in a relationship because they've never been in a long-term one, and they don't even know anybody closely. Like, they're not close with people who have been in long-term relationships. My family is a very married family. And the people who aren't married, a lot of them have been in long-term relationships with people. For me, I listen and I don't judge. But I do know that the longer you're with someone, the lower, I don't want to say, it's weird to say this way because it sounds bad, but the lower you have, I'll say the lower you have unrealistic expectations for that person. You know what to expect because you know this person and y'all have already been together for a long time and y'all have worked out what roles each of you will play within that relationship. But see, when you're glamorizing those relationships and you don't really know what it takes to have a relationship, you're already fucked, basically. Because you're thinking that, oh, this person is going to do, I don't want to say whatever I say, but in your mind, they're going to do all the things that I have planned for them in my head. And then you get that person, they're like, I don't like that. It's up to you, of course, to determine if that's a red flag or if that's something that, is a non-negotiable. However, again, sometimes it be the smallest shit. And you already done with the relationship. It is a lot of compromise. And so you got people like me who, I want to be in a relationship, but I also feel like I might not be relationship material. Just to make it about me real quick. I feel like the reason being is because I know me. I don't want to do a lot of compromising. So if God gonna send me my person, male or female, preferably male, even though I will not, I'm open to love. Well, I tell people I'm open to love. Being that I am queer, I'm just open at this point in my life. Whatever God want to send me, whatever the universe thinks is gonna work for me, just send it. I'm patient, but I want y'all to hurry up too. But no, seriously, so for me, I know me. I don't want to do a lot of compromising. So when I say these things, a lot of times I'm talking about myself, but I know myself. And at least I'm aware. A lot of y'all just not aware what comes with a relationship. It's a lot of compromising. It's a lot of, let me shut the fuck up and bite my tongue today because I don't want to fight about this right now. Let me wait until I can process because you're making me mad. Let me process this before I open my mouth to say a damn thing. It's a lot of that. People are not telling y'all. And like I said, the way y'all come in, and like I was about to say a few minutes ago, when y'all look at, I think because of my experience where I come from, when y'all look at relationships like Will and Jada, y'all hate them. Not really knowing that a lot of relationships are like that. A lot of long-term marriages have been that way. You're likely, I'm not going to say you're going to because that's like you are. It's too rigid. But you're likely going to go into a phase in your relationship where y'all are seeing things differently. Maybe you're growing this way and they're still right here. Or maybe you're growing that way and they're growing that way. And there has to be some distance between you two so that you can process. Because it's hard to process what's going on when you're in the midst of it. Sometimes you got to step outside of that shit. So for Will and Jada, a lot of people are like, well, they probably never going to get back together. Oh, she's always acting like, and it's always on her. Of course, it's always blame the black woman. But it's always, that ain't no real relationship. They went from goals to, oh no, I don't want a relationship like that. And I think a lot of y'all don't know what marriage is like to say those things. And it's because people have painted you this picture. People ain't being real about how tough it is to be married. Because they make it pretty. It's a glamour. I know so many influencers who were married and everything looks so beautiful on the outside. You're like, okay, they look like they look good together. Handsome couple. She got it all. He got it all. Then one day, boom, they're divorced. And you're like, what the fuck? And then all of this shit come out. He was whooping her ass, or he got a baby on the side, or A lot of times it do be the man. I ain't saying it's always the man, but it do a lot of the time. He done did something. You know what I'm saying? And then you find out too that she been tolerating it for years. Or if it is the man, he's been tolerating it for years. Just sticking by them. In order for a marriage to stay together, not be happy, just stay together, you got to be able to grit it and take it. Now, for a marriage to be happy, you have to be so open-minded and you have to be vulnerable. You have to be more vulnerable with your mate than you can even be with yourself. Because you're taking them along for the ride, and it's unfair for you to take them on a ride where they don't know where the fuck they going and they don't like the destination. It's unfair. I say all the time, I'm not the type of woman that you should cheat on, because first of all, I'm so open-minded that if my man came to me and was like, you know what, I think I want to open our relationship. Oh, okay, cool. Let's talk about what it looks like. I don't think it's very many marriages that make it without cheating, infidelity on one or both sides. I don't think that. Sorry, I'm one of those people that's realistic about it. Because a lot of people don't care about infidelity. That's not a deal breaker for their relationship. For me, it is. I can't take it. I can't. I'm not that forgiving. That's another reason why I feel like I might not be relationship material. I'm not that forgiving about shit like that. I'm not betrayal of any kind. It don't even have to just be you cheated on me. You could just be lying to me about something for months. I can't take it. I can't. It made me sick to think about. I can't fucking take it, bitch. I just can't. And the reason I feel that way, for me personally, I can't speak for everybody else. I'm just too open-minded. You can come to me about anything. I am a fucking psychologist, for goodness sake. Come tell me what's going on, please, so we can fix the problem. Tell me what's going on. Tell me how you feel, so I can validate you and make you feel safe. A lot of y'all don't have that characteristic either. And that's why a lot of y'all don't understand what it takes to have a harmonious relationship. Soon as your motherfucking partner tells you they have a problem with something you did or said, you are defensive. Didn't hear a motherfucking thing that they said for real. All you know is that they said they don't like something about you, and all of a sudden you feel like you're unloved. I'm doing this because I've dealt with this with so many people, not just men, not just women, people, both. Men have it the worst though, from my experience. Like I said, this is my experience, but women do too. I know some men can feel me if they watching this. You can't tell your woman she done did something wrong or hurt your feelings, because she gon', well, babe, I didn't. Well, what about when you... Women do the same thing men be doing. The deflection, the lack of accountability. That's why I don't like when y'all say women don't know what accountability is, as if men do. Neither party is accountable. From your accountability coach, men and women are not accountable. Don't make it a gender thing when it's a human thing. Excuse me. Throat need to get a little moist after that. But it's real. Like, I think, and going back to the glamour, this is why you have so many people. Ooh, our grandparents stayed together. Our grandparents did this. Y'all did again. I'm so thank you, God, that I was able to see my grandparents, both sets. I was able to see them and how they interacted with each other. I have never glamorized anybody's relationship, romantic relationship, even when I was a motherfucking child. Matter of fact, so much so, my oldest best friend would tell you, never forget, we had a conversation. I was a child, not a teenager, a child. And I said, I just don't see myself getting married. Even though I grew up in a very married family, in a 2-parent household with my grandparents, mind you, I did not see myself being married because I saw the dynamic of marriage. And it's not to say, I want to say this first before I say this. My grandparents loved each other. Both sets loved each other. I do know. But they were not in love with each other at the end. It's like when you spend so much time with somebody that in love shit, are you still in love? In love. Not do you love. In love. Nah. And see me, the way I glamorize relationships. That's why, again, I feel like it's just, what I'm looking for, I'm probably not going to get. That's why I'm fine if I don't ever get it. I want to be in love the entire time. I'm like y'all. That's why I'm preaching to y'all, because I know that y'all are like this, but nobody's telling y'all the truth about it. I know the truth, and that's why I have come to terms with the fact that the relationship that I am looking for, I may never get. So I'm cool with never having it, because it's what I'm looking for might not be realistic. I want to be in love the entire fucking relationship, however long that may be. I want to be open and vulnerable. I want to be able to tell my man the most random shit about myself. And the most hurtful thing about myself. I want to be able to tell you some of, not all, my darkest secrets and know that they are safe. I don't think a lot of people have that in them. Male or female. I don't think a lot of people got that in them. Because see, what I'm looking for in people is me. I had to take a deep breath about that, because I'm about to get emotional, because it's like I can't find that. I know I'm more like people than I'm not, but what makes me unique? I don't think there's a very many people that are like that. I don't think it's a very many people that are like that. And I'm looking for that, because I need that from another person, because I know that I can give it. I'm not looking for something from a person that I can't provide. I'm trying not to get emotional about it, because it does. It's a sore spot. You know what I'm saying? And I know if you're watching this and you're a single person and you do not necessarily like desire marriage, but just a partner, just companionship in that way. Because I have so many friends. I have so many family. I'm never alone, right? So I don't have that lonely feeling. But I do have that feeling of something is missing. And I know if I had that, it would just make life that much better. Life is still good, but it would make it that much better. You know what I mean? Because when I am in a relationship, especially in that beginning stage, everything about life is great. Even when I was in a relationship and it wasn't that great, it was toxic. It was just that mindset, well, at least I got this person. And that comes with the desperation and the glamour that I was just talking about. But it's like, at least I got this person to come on. Even because what people don't realize is, even in a toxic relationship, it's not always toxic. You have some really good days, some days where you just laid up and you just booed up and y'all laughing and having a good time together. Sex is great. That's what keeps you there. That's what makes you forget how toxic it is sometimes. Just because of how bonded you are, or how much y'all love each other, even outside of the toxicity. And for me, I know that I could bring those same traits as long as the relationship is harmonious. Because I know I could never be in another toxic relationship. Again, the last relationship I was in, it started to get toxic. And guess what? Month 4, I was out of there, bitch. You're not going to do that. I'm not staying with nobody toxic. You're not finna make me toxic, because when you stay in a toxic relationship, even if you're not toxic, you become toxic. I don't know. There's so much more to be said about this. Because relationships are very layered. They're very complex. But I'm not going to keep going. I keep these episodes pretty short. But again, if you watch this all the way through, please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's anything you want me to directly discuss. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Love you.